Hello everyone, welcome back to PamTen's YouTube channel. And in today's class, we'll learn about binary trees in Python. So, till now, you would have learned about linear data structures like arrays, linked lists, stack, and queue. Now, along with linear data structures, you have also something called as hierarchical data structures, and binary tree is one of them. And this is how a binary tree looks like. So you have something called as a root node and you have children. So the node at the top is called as the root node. And so you have something extending from the left side and you have something extending from the right side. So these are known as the children for this root node. So this is the basic nomenclature for a binary tree. Now we'll go to Jupyter Notebook and then see how we can implement this in Python. So I have opened up Jupyter Notebook over here. Now, what I want to do is I can create a node class. So I will write something called as class over here and give this a name of node. And again, this will have, let me actually change this to smaller keys, C. And this is the node class that I have just created. And this will have a constructor. So if I have to use a constructor, I will use the init method in Python. I'll remove this from here. And then this will have one additional parameter. And I'll give the name of the parameter as val. And here, this will have three attributes. So the first attribute would be left. Initially, I'm setting the left pointer to be none. Similarly, this will also have the right pointer. So I'll set self.right is also equal to none. And then this will have a value. So here I'll have self.val is equal to val. So this is how I'm able to create a node class. So what this node class over here has is this has a value and this has two pointers, one directing towards the left and one directing towards the right. So what I basically created is a template class for this base node, a value, a left pointer, and a right pointer. So now that I have created this, I can go ahead and add values and actually create objects for these nodes. So I will have something called as n10 and I'll create a node class from this. So here I'll pass in val. I have created my first node. Val is not defined, so I actually need to pass in a value inside this. So the value will be 10. And then I'll have something called as n20. And here inside this, the value will be 20. Similarly, I shall have something called as n30. And this will again be from the node class, and this will have a value of 30. Okay, I have created three nodes over here, N10, N20, and N30. Now, what I want to do is I want to set N20 and N30 as children of the N10 class. So here, since I have created the left and right pointers inside the node class, I can just say n10 dot left equals n20. So I'm basically assigning n20 as the left child of n10. And then similarly, I shall also set n10 dot right is equal to n30. So here I have also set n30 as the right child of n10. Now that this is set, what I want to do is I would actually want to traverse this tree. So you have different types of traversals when it comes to a binary tree. And in today's class, we'll learn about pre-order traversal. So in pre-order traversal, first you basically visit the root node, then you visit the left child, and then you visit the right child. So if I were to do the pre-order traversal of this tree, then I will first visit one, then I'll visit two, and then I'll visit three. So I basically have to print out one, two, and three. Now, that is what we'll be implementing over here. So I shall create a method called as preorder over here, and this will basically take in a value. Let's call it as root, and I want to check if root is none. So if root is basically none, which would mean that I do not have a root node, then I would just want to send an empty array. And if that is not the case, what would I want to do? I would want to basically call itself. So here there could be two options. So I am basically doing a recursion over here. Now, if before I call in the left side hand side of the pre-order traversal, what I can do is I can actually assign the root value to a array. So I would want to store all of the traversal points inside an array, and I'm calling it as trav. So I've created this trav array over here, and what I'll do is I will store the value of the root node inside this. So I'll say trav dot append root dot val, and this is how I am assigning the current root value or the current value which I'm traversing into my array. Now, once that happens, I would want to traverse the left hand side. So initially I have root, then I want to travel the left hand side. So I'll say preorder of root dot left. Then once I'm done with the left hand side traversal, I would want to traverse the right hand side. So I'll say root dot right. Okay. Now that all of this is done, I can just go ahead and return the final result array, which is trav. Okay. We'll use the print method. We'll use this pre-order method inside this. I would want to pass in N10 as my root node, and this is what we get. So we have successfully traversed this binary tree, and the root node is 10, the left child is 20, and the right child is 30. Let's understand the logic over here properly. So here we are basically saying that if root node is none, which would mean that here N10 actually has a value currently, but if N10 had no values, if it were pointing to null, then we will return a blank array. Now, if that is not the case, I can actually go ahead and traverse. So here, trav is my main array where I store all the resultants. So I say trav.append, store the current value where my tree is present. So currently the root node is 10. That is what I store. Then I again invoke the pre-order method, and this time I pass in the left child of the root. So here for 10, the left child of the root is 20. So I again call the pre-order method with 20. Now is 20 none? No. Now here again I will add 20 to the trav array. And again I will go ahead and call pre-order root dot left. So this time there is a left of 20 which is none. And since this is none, I'll return a blank array. Similarly, the right of 20 is also none. So again, I'll return this blank array. Now that would mean I have successfully traversed the left and right of 20. Then I will come to the pre-order of right over here. So basically pre-order of 10. So here right side will be 30 and I'll store 30 inside this traversal array. And finally, that is what I'll return. So this is how we can create a binary tree in Python, and this is how we can do pre-order traversal. So thank you very much for watching this video. And if you want more such informative content, you can subscribe to our channel and also share it with your friends. Thank you very much. I'll meet you in the next one.